thank you for being here. Today I'm going to make an herbal sleep balm. An herbal sleep balm is an oil infusion of herbs that help you sleep at night by calming you, relaxing you, and thereby producing a deeper and better night's sleep. You can also create an herbal dream balm using certain herbs that help promote vivid dreams. But for myself, I'm going to create a sleep balm because what I really want to do is sleep. So I'm going to be using herbs that are going to help me relax and get a good night's sleep. Those herbs that I will be using are catnip. Now, catnip is mostly known as a stimulant for cats, but in humans it has the opposite effect. It has more of a sedative effect. So I'll be infusing that into my blend. I'll also be infusing lavender, which has been used for centuries to calm and create a nice relaxing effect as well. I'll be using lemon balm, which helps reduce stress and thereby helping promote a better sleep. I'll also be using hops. Hops is usually known for being brewed in beer, but it also helps you have a calm and relaxing effect, and again, producing a better night's sleep. And I'll be incorporating rosemary into this blend because rosemary helps keep away bad dreams. And if you don't have bad dreams, you're probably getting a good night's sleep. Also, if you yourself have made sleep balms or dream balms and have suggestions for additional herbs that can be used, I welcome those suggestions as well. Some of the same herbs that you use for your sleep balm, you can use to make a sleep pillow. This is Willow sleep pillow. What's this, Willow?
Sleep pillow.
That's right, that's your sleep pillow.
Good.
So here I am with my herbs, dried herbs that we're going to use to make the sleep pillow. I'm starting out with equal weights of catnip, lavender, lemon balm, hops flowers, rosemary, and I'm going to add some chamomile as well. I didn't mention previously, but chamomile is also another good herb like lavender that's been used for centuries to calm and soothe and help promote a restful sleep. So again, I'm using equal weights of each of these. For this particular recipe, I'm using 1/8 of an ounce of each dried herb. I've obtained some of my herbs from my favorite company, Mountain Rose Herbs, and the ones that I was not able to obtain in time, I just was able to get them at my local natural foods co-op, which has a wide variety of dried organic herbs as well. So I'm going to use these herbs, and then the oil that I'm using to infuse it in is sweet almond oil. Okay, so to begin infusing my herbs, really I prefer to do what's called a cold infusion, which means that you put the herbs into your oil, you put them in an airtight jar, and you let them sit for a couple of weeks. But in this case, I don't have much time, and so I'm going to use the double broiler method and just keep it on really low heat. So what I have is I have my double broiler. I've got water at the bottom, and I've put my double broiler on top. So I'm going to put the herbs in this part so that way they'll heat slowly. There goes the catnip. And we'll be careful not to burn the oil. We'll keep a close eye on that, and we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. So that was the catnip. There's the lavender. There goes the lemon balm. The hops flowers. So pretty. The rosemary. And chamomile. Okay, and I'm going to put the burner on low. Again, I don't want this oil to get very hot because we don't want to destroy any of the beneficial properties by heating these things up too high. So I have that on low, and I'm gonna just let that simmer, get it to a simmer, and let the herbs simmer. Okay, so here we are, and our sleep balm herbs have been simmering very low for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to now filter the herbs out of the oil so that all that we're left with is just the oil. So I found the easiest way with the least amount of cleanup is to use a knee-high stocking that you can get from the store. You can get them very inexpensively in the little egg containers. I got these for 33 cents for a pair. And I like to use these to strain out the herbs because it's a very fine mesh, and it gets everything. So we're going to turn off the stove and take our herbs that we've been simmering, and I'm just going to very carefully, because it is hot, pour them in here. And I'm pouring them into a measuring cup because I want to see how much oil I actually have. I wound up using more oil than I originally thought because I wanted to make sure the herbs were completely covered. So I have it here in the measuring cup to get a good read of how much I actually have. So what I'm going to do to strain these is very carefully take off the hose, and then I'm going to use some tongs to just squeeze any remaining oil out of the herbs. And that way what you have left here is just a sock full of herbs that is a lot easier to clean up. So from that, it looks like I have quite a bit actually. I have about 12 ounces of infused oil that I can use for my sleep balm. So I'm not going to use all of this today. I'm going to save some of it and make a fresh batch when I run out. So today I'm just going to use a half a cup or 4 ounces to make a couple of containers of Dream Balm, or Sleep Balm. Dream Balm is different, so we're making Sleep Balm. Okay, so to make a balm, I'm going to use beeswax, and what I have here is about 1/8 of a cup or 1 ounce of beeswax pellets, and that makes it easier to measure and easier to melt down. But you can get beeswax in a big block and then just shred it. So I have 1 ounce or 1/8 of a cup of beeswax, and to make it easy, again, I'm all about easy cleanup. I'm going to use one of these jars to melt everything together. So I'm going to put my beeswax in there. And I'm going to make half a cup. So I'm going to use half a cup of my infused oil. So 4 ounces. Okay, and I'm going to put that in my jar as well. So I need to get the beeswax melted in with the oils. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this back into the bottom of the double boiler and turn my stove back on again. And I just want to get that beeswax melted into the oils. to make a balm. So we'll give that a couple minutes. It shouldn't take too long since the oil is still warm. The water in the pot is still warm. So again, we're just trying to melt the beeswax. Okay, so it didn't take very long for this to melt since everything was already pretty warm. And a good way to test if your balm is the consistency that you want it is to put a knife in the freezer and then just drop a little bit onto your knife and then let it set. And then you can see what the consistency is. And you can add more or less beeswax. I like the consistency of this. I don't like a really thick balm. I like to be able to get in there and not have to dig my fingers into it. So that's a really good consistency, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take it off the heat. And this is optional, but I like to add just a few more essential oils in there to enhance the herbs that we've already infused. So I'm going to add just a little more lavender because I just absolutely love lavender. I'm going to add some clary sage, a little bit of geranium, and a very little bit of ylang ylang. These are all smell really, really great. And again, it just enhances the overall effect of the balm. I'm going to actually let this cool down for a little bit. I don't want to add essential oils to an oil that's already very hot because you don't want a hot oil to destroy the beneficial properties of your essential oil. So I'm going to let that just sit down for a minute or so it cools down before adding my essential oils and then pouring it into my jar. Okay, I let that set just for a little bit before adding just a few more essential oils in there to enhance the already infused herbs. I'm going to add just a few drops of lavender. And I'm going to add just 1 drop of the ylang ylang because it's a little bit strong for me. It's a little bit sweet, but I do like it in small quantities. If I can get it to come out. And 1 drop. There we go. And I'm going to add 1 drop of geranium. And again, you can add whatever additional essential oils you like. These are just the ones I happen to like, but you can put in whatever is to your liking. And 1 drop of the clary sage. So I'm going to take that, give it a good stir. And then you can put it in whatever sort of jar you like. I do like using these jars because I can use them over and over again. And I'm going to pour it in there. And that's perfect amount. And I'm going to let that sit and let it harden or get solid. And it'll be ready to use by this evening. Okay, so there it is. I've let it sit in the refrigerator to harden up for a little bit, and it's gotten nice and hard, and it's ready to use. If you would like to purchase an already made sleep balm, you can do so by clicking on the link below. Mama Willow Tree at Etsy. What do you have in your hand? Do you see Willow?
Pat it.
Yeah, okay. If you enter in coupon code YouTube20, you can receive 20% off.
Pat it.